start at the beginning. Well, where was I? I was actually born in Belgium. Fun fact, yeah, I was born in La Louvière, Belgium. I was born in Belgium, and we lived in Colorado Springs, Virginia, Kansas, Germany, Colorado Springs, Virginia, Arizona, and I'm here. I mean, I really wish that we lived in Europe when I was a little bit older, just because we did so many cool things over there, but I don't remember a lot of it. And I was like fluent in German before like we moved back over. So I was like starting second grade and like was like fluent in English and German, and then didn't keep up with the German part, so that went away. But so that was cool. I mean, a lot of places that we lived have been really neat, like different parts of the country and getting to know different people. Living in DC was cool, being like right there with like the United States Capitol. So those are really cool too. So I mean, every place that I've been to, it's been a really big part of like what has shaped me. So my mom was actually a Division I tennis player, and my dad played a lot of golf. So like softball was like not on the radar at all for us whatsoever. Like my dad enjoyed baseball, but my mom didn't know that. Like we were a very big sports family from the beginning. Like my mom grew up with sports, but like softball and baseball was like not super well known in my family, I guess. So it was actually, we were living in Colorado at the time. I was, I think, 9, and we had a girl who lived down the street who was in high school, and she pitched in the side yard, so I could see it when we'd like drive past. So every time we drive past, I'm like, I want to do that, I want to do that. And finally my mom was like, okay, fine, like I guess we'll do it. And so she like went over to that corner house, like asked if like what should we do? Like I have no idea how to sign her up, like whatever. And so they're like, yeah, just put her in club. And so I ended up just starting club ball, first team ever. Like had never played Little League, rec ball, anything. They're like, here's a glove, here's a bat, good luck. And so that's how that started. Growing up, it was like I was gonna go to college, but it was never like, you're gonna go to college for a collegiate sport. Like it was always like, you're gonna go to college to get a job after. So I wanna say like maybe freshman or sophomore year of high school, I was like, oh, like maybe I think I'm interested in playing, like continuing to play. Like I really enjoy this, and like I'm like decently okay at it. So I was like, so I started like going on visits and stuff like that. So just in terms of like school in general, I think I went on like 11 college visits. Like I went on a lot. Like parents took me to California, Washington, we went to Colorado, been to Texas. I looked at University of Arizona just to like get a feel of it since my dad worked there. So that was like after the military, he went to work there. But yes, I think I went to a lot of Division III schools. I kind of narrowed it down to that I wanted to play D3, but I still looked at a couple D1s just for like if I wasn't gonna play softball, and just like if I wanted to go to a big school, like I looked at like Colorado State and stuff like that. I like very vividly remember when I came onto campus and like sitting up in like the room, or before they had the Welcome Center, they had like the room in Jones, and like you can kind of see out this one window like over like the front of campus, just like the trees and like how beautiful campus is, which I hear all the time about people who come here. They're like, as soon as I stepped onto campus, but I really felt that. And then also like having a really great program for occupational therapy was like a major contributor of like why I wanted to come here as well. Like again, like I was looking at places where I could play softball, but like where I could go to school, where I could get like the job that I wanted was like the most important. Like my parents always like hammered that into me of like, if anything happens or you decide not to play anymore, like you want to be at a school that you like love because you love to go to school there, not because you love to go like play softball there. So I mean, I haven't known that I wanted to do OT since I want to say like 8th grade, I would say. I got exposed to it pretty early, and I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. Like I wanted to be like a vet for like a really long time because I loved animals, but then I realized I like blood's like not my thing and like stuff like that. I was like, maybe not. So then coming into college, like that was what I wanted to do. So, you know, I was a psychology major, and I was looking to do the accelerated program so I could finish my undergrad in 3 years and then move on to OT school. And so, I mean, I crammed all of my undergrad stuff into 3 years, taking classes over summer, taking at least 4 classes every semester. So then I started applying fall of junior year, and then I found out spring of junior year. So I'm a part of a sorority on campus as well, and I am part of Res Life, so I'm the GHC of my sorority house. I'm also in Psy-Chi, which is the Psychology Honor Society on campus. I did SAC for a couple years, so done a couple different things on campus, yeah. I mean, like I've always found support in like my teammates. I think being on a sports team is just like a different level of like connection with people. Like you succeed and fail together, and I think that's a really powerful thing to experience with other people. So I've always found support in like the people that I play with. And then in terms of sorority, like I was looking kind of to like branch out from just like athletics and like find other people on campus that might have different or similar interests than me. So like joining Greek life was just a nice way to like meet other people, and the fact that I've like had leadership opportunities in that, and then being able to support other people who may not be like athletically inclined, but they like do other really cool things on campus, has been really impactful as well. And just like to get to know them, and you know, there's multiple people like who are in the OT program who are in the same sorority as I was, so like being able to do that with them together is really cool. So when I was a senior in high school, I tore my ACL actually, like right before senior year, pitching actually. I was throwing a rise ball and it, yeah, and so I had 6 months of recovery, and I made it back like right before high school season started in February, and like that was like my only goal, because I torn it in June, had surgery in July, made it back right when high school was starting. So I didn't pitch that much during my like last season of high school, just because I was a little scared of pitching, to be honest, because it like had hurt me basically, and so I was a little tentative. And then my first 2 years here, it was really about like trying to gain confidence in myself and my body again. I think that's really hard. Like to have an injury like that, and a lot of athletes who have like significant injuries like that, it's like you lose trust in your body, and that's really hard because like that's a major tool that you use obviously when you play a sport. So I would say like junior year was kind of my turning around point, and like the fact that Kara came in right then, like I think she's a major contributor of like why I was able to have such a like large time of development from sophomore to junior year and now going into senior year. Like I'm not a 6 foot long, like long legs, long arms and whip it in there at 70 miles an hour. Like I'm definitely like more of like changing the speed, changing the spin on the ball, like really making the ball move across the plate is my goal. And honestly, I like to do that more because I think it's cool to be able to move the ball in a certain way like that. It's pretty incredible to watch it spin, and it's cool because I think a lot of our pitching staff is that kind of style of like really making the ball dance, so I think that's cool. She's awesome. I don't even know where to like begin. She's just like, out of like everyone on this field, like if I don't believe in myself, I know she believes in me, and I know that like she has my back at every single point. Like she just like gets it. I'm trying to think of the words to describe her, but she's just like one of a kind. She really is one of a kind, and like my favorite coach I think I've ever had, and I trust her completely. And I think that was, if I didn't trust myself, I trusted her, and that's like what mattered. And the fact she trusted me, it just worked as like a relationship between that. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, yeah, she's a big reason that I've been able to get where I've gotten in the last 2 years. I mean, this program just has like holds a really big part of my like self and like a big part of my heart. They really do. Like I love the people on this team and really appreciate everything that they've done for me and what the coaches have done for me on this team. And I am who I am, and I am who I am going into this like OT doctorate program because of them. And you know, I'll be here again for another year, and then I go into field work the year after. But like knowing that like I'm gonna still be on campus technically, and like if I needed anything, like I know anyone here, even if I've graduated, like they'll be here for me. If I needed anything, I would call Kara, and I know she would drive from Gig Harbor to do whatever I needed from her. Yeah, they really hold a really big part of my heart, and I have been forever impacted by this team, that's for sure.